My apologies. Thank you for letting me know that you cannot hear me. Hopefully, now you can. Um, all I was saying that I don't know why my encoder just stopped. My encoder actually was still going, it said, but the stream just stopped. I don't know why. I had to reset my encoder, start it up again. What we have set up here is we have creatures that we're using to block these creatures, and the opponent isn't attacking either. They just keep building up their creatures, sort of like what I'm trying to do. Hoping we're going to be able to play our Mu Yan Lang soon, which will do some helpful things for us. We're waiting to play our Earth Origin Yak, which gives all our creatures +1/+1 until we can attack with our creatures and deal a whole bunch of damage. We might have to attack soon to clear out some of their creatures, but on both sides of the board, we're kind of evened out right now. So I'm just staying back and not attacking right now. I don't know how much you missed, but I think it was a good amount because I didn't notice the encoder had stopped for quite a while. But I'm going to skip my attacks. I'm not going to attack. The opponent keeps playing creatures. And they're going to attack just with the Fire Omen Crane, which I have a sense means they have a card that they can use to buff it. But if they don't, they could be bluffing and just attacking with it, and I could block with my Stormcloud Spirit. They have no cards in hand, actually. But this is a tactic people usually use. They'll attack with something first, and then play a card on it, like a buff spell or something that will increase its power and toughness, which would kill my Stormcloud Spirit. But they don't have any cards in hand, so they can't do that. So I'm just going to... What? Oh, whenever this attack deals one damage to a creature an opponent controls. I see, so they're making it so if we try and block with this, then it'll die. So I think in that case, I'm actually just going to block with the Moon-Eating Dog, because I do want to get that out off the board. It doesn't have flying. The opponent has set this up very well. If we don't block, then we're going to take 3 damage. If we do, we lose our Stormcloud Spirit, which has this Cloak of Mist on it. So I'm not going to block and take the damage, because I want to keep my Stormcloud Spirit. Alright, we have a 0/5, which is helpful for blocking everything except the Fire Omen Crane. We could play Brilliant Plan now if we want in. But I think I just want to go with the Armored World Turtle. Actually, we don't need to do that. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to let it go. I accidentally tapped 1 mana more than we needed to. But we don't have anything to use that on anyway. We're going to attack now. Just with our Stormcloud Spirit, which cannot be blocked. And we're going to deal 4 damage to the opponent. So we're just kind of keeping everything up to block with, since they have a lot of creatures that they can attack with. Alright, so they're attacking with the Fire Omen Crane and the Ferocious Zeng. They have no cards in hand, though. I think they just played a land this turn. We're going to block this with the Armored Turtle. And I'm going to double block to kill that with the Sparrow and having the Quillen. And they didn't actually deal damage with the Fire Omen Crane to anything. So you can block 1 creature with any number of creatures. And so here I'm double blocking. So what will happen now is the opponent gets to assign how the damage is dealt to these creatures. They're just going to deal... They're only going to be able to kill one. Either 3 to the Sparrow or 2 to the Heavenly Quillen and 1 to the Sparrow, which would not kill the Sparrow. But these have 3 toughness combined and is going to deal 3 damage to the Crane, killing the Crane. So this is actually a win for me because I only lose 1 creature and they lose their creature that I'm blocking. So that's a good block. Oops. I accidentally canceled that, so I'm actually going to roll back. Hopefully they'll do the same thing. Okay, they are doing the same thing. They dealt 1 damage to the Spirit, which we can't block with anyway, so that's fine. So we're double blocking this with the Flyers. Blocking this with the Armored World Turtle. And so they decided to kill the Heavenly Quillen. It's probably a good idea because whenever they attack, it gives another creature flying. And this is a 0/5. It doesn't have Defender. Defender makes it so a creature can't attack, and a lot of creatures that have high toughness usually have Defender. But they didn't give this Defender, so it can attack, but it would deal 0 damage, so there's not really any point. Might as well block with it. So we blocked that, we didn't take any damage from that, and we didn't take any damage at all, and we killed one of their creatures. So that was a very good combat for us. Alright. They still have a lot of damage on board, so I'm not going to attack all out just yet. I'm going to Brilliant Plan and draw 3 cards. Very good, we got a land, finally. So we can play our Mu Yan Lang. Drown in Shapelessness is nice. We can turn a creature to its owner's hand. And we are going to do the same thing we did last time. And just attack with the Stormcloud Spirit. Leave everything else up for blocking with. They're going to go down to 9. So right now we're just being patient. Making sure that we are dealing some damage steadily. But not taking too much damage ourselves. We're playing another Reckless Pangolin. Attacking just with the Ferocious Zang. They have no cards in hand, so we know they can't buff it, so we're just going to block yet again with our 0/5. Go down to 1 toughness, but they cannot kill it. Alright, we have another land we can play, so now we have some choices. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So we could play something like the Heavenly Quillen and the Earth Origin Yak and go in for an attack, which, if we do this right, could kill our opponent, potentially. But I'm still wary of all the damage they have on board. These 2 become 3/3s when they attack, so I think it would be better probably just to stay back and continue blocking and just deal steady damage to the Stormcloud Spirit, which will eventually kill the opponent. And I'm going to play the Mu Yan Lang instead, which will use all of the mana that we would have that we could use on anything else. The Dragon's Presence is helpful too. It deals 5 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. It's an instant, so we can use it during the opponent's attack or when they're blocking us. But I'm going to just leave these 2 cards up probably next turn, because we have enough defense right now to block everything so we won't die. We're going to use Mu Yan Lang. And we are actually going to... We'll plus her. She also could take some damage too, and like take some heat off of us. We're going to just go on the Stormcloud Spirit because we want to leave everything else up for blocking. It's already can't be blocked, but now it doubly can't be blocked. We're just going to attack with the Spirit, and if they go for Mu Yan Lang, we can also block. Because if they just leave this, if it gets to 10, we can tap all creatures they control and take an extra turn. Which means we can just attack for free and we would kill them that turn for sure. We actually get 2 free attacks. So they just played another land. Just attacking still with the Ferocious Zang. And attacking us, not our Mu Yan Lang. But we are 2 attacks away with the Stormcloud Spirit of just ending them. We are taking no damage currently. Alright, we get an island. I think I'm actually going to go all in here. I mean, I could be patient too and be safe, but it's more entertaining if we go all in. So I'm going to play the Earth Origin Yak. It's going to buff everything by +1. We're going to bounce a snake, because that's the things that can block our flying creatures. I'm going to +1. Do we play a land this turn? Let me see. Indeed, we did already. So we can't play another land, so there's no point in drawing 2 cards. We're just going to +1 her. On the Stormcloud Spirit, because why not? We could have done it on the Moody Eating Dog. Probably actually would have been a better idea. And we are going to go attacking with all of these. And that's actually going to kill them just with the Stormcloud Spirit alone. I didn't actually notice that. They're blocking, but we win. They're at -6. Could only have blocked 2 things because of the flying. And that is it. Game over. Alright, this is going to be the end of this stream. I'm going to stay on for another few minutes in case you have questions. So go ahead and pose your questions right now. I'm actually going to take a chill for a second. Send me your questions, and I'll answer them on stream. If you have any more questions you think of later, go ahead and ask me. I will show you one other thing right now, actually. I'm actually going to show you 2 things. There is actually another mana type that you have not seen. I'm going to see if I can find... Here we go. Alright. So don't worry about the card type or anything. Just look at the mana. This is a 6th type of mana, you could call it, or 7th technically. The generic mana is a mana cost, but it's not a mana type. This is a mana type, and it's called colorless mana. Different from generic mana. These things you see with the numbers in them, that's a generic mana cost, but it's not a type of mana. This is a type of mana. This is something I was very, very confused about when it came out. Oh, I realized that I accidentally clicked the button again. Sorry about that. So this right here is a 6th type of mana, you could call it. It's not counted as a color, but it is a type of mana. It's called colorless. To be able to cast spells that have this in them, you have to be able to produce colorless mana. And very few things produce mana. Hold on. I'm actually going to take down my hotkeys. Because I need to type here. And these hotkeys are getting in the way. Sorry about that. I got the stream to resume this time, though. Instead of, I honestly don't know why it's doing that. Why it's stopping. Because I'm not stopping it. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, um, good job. Good job. What? Anyway, back to what I was talking about. I don't know how much you heard, so I'm just gonna repeat it. This represents colorless mana, which is like a 6 type of mana, but it's not considered a color of mana because it's colorless. Yeah, thanks for the compliment. I just had to exit out and come back in real quick. So if you see this symbol, you have to have something that produces this symbol of mana to be able to pay for that cost. Because as you see, it's additional to the generic mana cost. It's separate. So generic mana, any type, including colorless mana, can pay for it. Colorless mana, you must have that symbol that you're using. And one of the main things that makes that symbol is a waste. Waste is the colorless basic land, as shown here. And it produces that symbol of mana. If we scroll over, I'm going to add it just so I can scroll over it. It says add colorless. So that's one additional thing I wanted to point out. Also, let's do Can you hear me now? The only reason you couldn't hear me is if I pressed an M key at any given time. Which maybe I did. I'm having all sorts of trouble today. Sorry for this kind of janky stream. I hope you still got the point. And I hope you can hear me now. I hope you still got the point of everything that I've been talking about. I'm gonna end the stream here though. All I was saying was send me questions. If you have any questions in the comments, or if you have any questions now, ask them now, and I'll answer them right now. But you can always look things up online if you have questions about them for Magic. You can always ask me if you're confused. If you're ultra confused, you might need to ask me because online might not be too clear about it. There are a lot of different answers online sometimes too, based on what time period that question was asked in, because rules do change in Magic quite frequently. So if you have any questions about current rules because they may have changed, you can always ask me. I have a large amount of knowledge. I've been playing this game for quite a few years, and I've acquired quite a decent amount of knowledge, and I am mostly up on the newest rules and stuff as well. I don't play all formats though, so if it's a format specific question, I might not know it, but I can always look it up for you too. So always open for questions, but I hope this stream still enlightened you enough to how to play the game and was a good introduction, even through all the technology issues, accidental hotkey presses, trying to be efficient that I wasn't working out, all this stuff. I will see you all next time. Thank you for joining me. I hope you heard all that stuff I said about artifacts. If not, you can always ask me about what artifacts are. There's one on the screen right there. But I'll see you guys all next time.